So this review is going to be long. I'm going to shorten it up as much as I possibly can, but it's going to be a long review because there's a lot of parts to this, and I want to make sure that everything's explained. I don't want anything missed, so I hope you guys sit through it, and this will be kind of a long review, so I apologize for that in advance, but hopefully we can kind of get through it and work through all these little things that we want to know. So we have to remember this is truly my opinion on this effect. This isn't really, I'm not the end-all be-all of this effect. If someone likes this and loves it and thinks it's the best thing in the world, great. It's just my personal opinion on this. And I like to say that, being a reviewer of magic, I want to make sure that people understand that we are giving honest reviews. This is truly our honest opinion. And just because we review it and it's a negative review on it doesn't mean that we won't be selling the product, because we don't know if this is going to be workable for someone. This could be perfect for someone's act, and we don't know that. So we're not going to not sell it because we don't like it. We're going to put it out there, but we're also going to tell you what our opinion is, so you have a full understanding of our opinion of it and what you think. So if there's something that you don't like and you're like, oh, that would hinder me from buying this, at least you'll know, right? That's the important part. That's what we really want to know, is that you're going to not be hindered on a purchase because you hear something after the fact and you're like, that makes sense. I wish I would have known that before I bought it, right? That's the hope with all this. Okay. Wow. Right. That looks amazing. It looks really, really good. There's some things that we need to go over, obviously. First things first, what that video was an actual studio performance of what you really will be receiving. So when you see that performance, know that if the lighting is done right, because I'm saying the lighting is done right, that effect can look as good as the way he's doing it in that video. So obviously he did that really, really well. I'm not going to lie, it's not easy by any means, but throughout this review, we're going to go through our cards rating system that we normally do. So we're going to get into that right now, and we will kind of go through each thing and see what it is. With this, there is no electronics whatsoever. So if you're thinking there's electronics with it, there is none. It's purely a frame with an old method. As far as it involves black. In case anyone's wondering, some other things going on as well. So with that, without giving away the method, it's kind of hard to code it because I don't want to give it away. But this one is kind of one of those things where there's no electronics involved in it. So if you're thinking there's electronics with it, there is none. Let's talk about the cost, right? Cost for this is $300. Is a big price tag on something like this. It's just a coin matrix pretty much in the end with a few visual things that are happening. Obviously, it's way more visual than any matrix you've probably seen before. So with that being said, is it worth it? And my first initial reaction when I saw the video, I didn't look at the product yet. I didn't look at the prop. But when seeing the video was, this is great. I like it. I wasn't thinking anything negative about it. I was thinking that this was going to be a great product, and I'm very hesitant with SansMinds products. I know that many people are, because this is something that people know, that SansMinds is one of those companies that tends to show something on video, and when you get the product, it looks a little different. I know they've adapted, they've changed, they've done way better strides in making that this wasn't exactly how they do business anymore, and I know that, but with that, usually you kind of still have that feeling that when you get it, it's like, okay, there's a lot going on that you wish you would have kind of known before you purchased the trick. But this one is just like that. I have to be honest with you. The $300 price tag is, it's worth it, but it's not what Will Tsai did on AGT. I know. That's the biggest thing of this, right? You look at it and you watch the video of him doing it on AGT, and then you watch the what you're going to do. It's nowhere near the same. And the fact is that it's pretty much a bait and switch. I'm not going to lie. It's rough to see that because I hate acknowledging that in magic. I think that, we're here to sell magic, and on the end of you guys, when you guys purchase it and you guys get it, the worst thing that could happen is you feel that we've betrayed you by selling you something that's not really what you ordered. So that's something that is really hard for us as retailers. I know it doesn't make sense. You kind of would think, oh, they just want to make money, they don't care. But it really does upset us when we send you something and the you on the other end goes, this is not what I ordered. This is junk. This is crap. So the methods are entirely different. There's no matching methods to this. The trick that you see on AGT is not going to be accomplished. You can't accomplish that with this, what you're buying. So that's something that you have to remember. That you can do the effect as far as it moving, the coins jumping across every phase of it. You can accomplish. You can accomplish every phase. Does it gonna look as good or be as clean as what he did? No, there's no way that he can't claim that. It's just a whole entirely different thing. So let's talk about what you get, right? So in the box, you get the instruction card. This is pretty much what it is. It's just the Rose Act by Will Tsai. It gives you instruction link that's under my fingers there. You get the frame, right? With the whole performing platform. You do not get any coins. You do not get any cards. You get enough pieces to repair it. If you need to repair it, they give you all the pieces you need to, and it explains in full detail of what the board looks like, what exactly you're going to get as far as this table goes. There's no legs. It's just a top for a table. So you're going to need to have something underneath it. It does give you a bag for it, a carrying bag, which is really nice because it's adaptable also for the routine. So you can use this carrying bag as a servant. Let's just say it pretty much there, as a servant for the routine as well. So not that that's a huge part of it, but that's also an adaptable thing that they're giving you with it, so which is good. I've seen some people ask questions if this is adaptable to other things, as far as coins go, or does it have to be the coins? It has to be the size of I would say no more than $50. I think that's probably pushing it. Anything smaller than $50 will work, right? So you have to imagine the size of $50, thickness, diameter, all that stuff. Anything smaller than that will work. But other than that, you can't really. You want to use coins because they got a little weight to them. They, all these kinds of reasons for this being this trick. So there's not a lot of adaptability to it, but you can modify it and make it your own, which is good. Angles, right? This is the another part of it, right? Is there angles? Yes, there is a lot of angles with this, and it's not just the angles, it's the light. The light is so important with this trick. If you did it in an extremely well lit outdoor area, it wouldn't work. If you had a really lit up stage that was fully lit, it wouldn't work. The lighting has to be specific, and he goes into extreme detail of how to light your stage when you are doing this trick, which kind of makes it a hindrance on a lot of people using this. I don't think that many people have the ability to have lighting set up in a certain position in a certain area. So the big thing you have to remember is that when you're doing this, it has to be at a distance away. I would say probably 10 feet around that. My guess, 10 feet away would be a comfortable distance away from the table. With anything closer, I'd be a little worried. Anything farther, it would be fine. But it also depends on the lighting. So the lighting is very important. You have to remember that as you're doing it, that as long as the lighting's fine, 10 feet should be kind of the closest that I would recommend someone being. I don't think they should be much closer than that. They don't really explain that in the video, but I do think that that's pretty much a good thing to know and remember. The reset, is this repeatable, right? Can you do the routines over and over again? You can probably do the moves again, and you can kind of change up the routine as you're doing it, but you can't repeat it. There's no way. It's not built for that, right? It's built for a one-time routine, and then you take that piece and put it away. That's it. So that's all it's built for. So if you're looking to repeat it, do it again, it's going to be, a few minutes setup. It's not like it's crazy intense setting up everything, but you're going to have to reset the whole thing. So there's really not a repeatability on this. So it's kind of, if you're looking for that, obviously this is not for you. Difficulty level on this, I'm going to tell you it is advanced. It's really advanced because the real method that he's probably doing on stage, I'm going to say, is not hard. It's probably really easy, to be honest with you. There's a lot of more working pieces that are making his life super easy, but doing the actual method is going to take practice. It's going to take time, you working with it and messing with it, getting comfortable with it. And then on top of that, after you finally get comfortable with everything and you feel like you're doing it right, it comes down to where you're performing it. So that's the whole thing, is it's not really something that you could just get out and just do right away and be able to show friends or have a house party and have it done. It's going to be really difficult. So what would I rate this? This is kind of I have 2 ratings with this. Honestly, when I first saw the video, I would have given it roughly probably a 72% because it was something that was good and strong, and it looked good it looked good when they were doing it in the studio too. In the studio, I'm not saying the video of the trailer. I'm saying the studio performance. I was like, that looks great. Watching the video of them doing it, them teaching you how to do it, I was still, that looks great. That's awesome. I'm happy with it. I think 72% would be a solid score for it, just because it's very specific and it has to be with special lighting and all this stuff. But other than that, it looks awesome. But I opened it, right? And after you open the product and you see what you finally get in the end, I'm dropping it to a whole 8%. 8%. That just shows how their product control is, right? I don't know if I got a bad one or what, but I got one that is dirty. It's not clean. It looks like they had dirt handprints all over this thing. I don't know exactly what they were doing when they were manufacturing this or what. The hookups on the certain areas are not the right not the right distance apart from each other. So it's going to be, I have to move stuff to make this work. And then it's not, especially with something that's this important for it to be a solid color, it is not going to work. There's no way. For me, I would normally be that guy that just sits there and works on it until it gets it done and gets it, going. And I'm like, okay, I'm happy with it. But I think most people that are going to buy this are going to get it in the mail and are going to be upset. You should be really cautious when you buy this, knowing that there's going to be a lot of work outside of just doing the effect. It's going to be you figuring out how to work this gimmick, how to make it sure that it's structured right and everything, and put together properly, because if something is not working right, it will ruin the whole effect. And then once one thing happens, one little mistake happens, everything else is ruined. So that's the issue with this, is because they all rely on the same method. So once one thing messes up, everything else is done. So that's the unfortunate part about this. So the only reason I'd give it 8% is just because I like the trick and I want to like it. So that's whole 8% of how much I want to like this thing. So thank you guys for sticking through this review. I hope it gave you some really good insight on what exactly this is, what you're getting, what your expectations are of this. If you have any other questions about what might be with this, or there's something you want to know, please drop a comment below. I'd be happy to answer that for you guys. We do look at every comment. We make sure we try and answer any questions we possibly can. So we're here for you guys. If you guys want to purchase this product, we're going to put a link in the description, as well as a link for 10% off your first purchase of Magic Shop San Diego. As far as this goes, final thoughts, final words with this is, just like I said, just know that you will have to put in work into this. If you want to make this work and you want to do this, this is something that is not going to be opened out of the box, watch the instructions, start doing it. It's going to be taken out of the box, messed with, moved around, tweaked around, made to look better, try to look better, change pieces, do your own thing, and make it work as it is. You're going to be doing a lot of work. So just know that. So if you're comfortable with that, great. If you're hoping to open this up and do it in front of friends and family, don't even bother. Spend your money somewhere else, because I promise you, you're not going to be happy with this. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like the video, please give that a thumbs up. Hit that bell for notifications when we put out a new video. Also subscribe to our channel, because that obviously helps us. If you guys have any questions, like I said, leave it in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.